Japan spent 3 years building toward one night, and it did not happen by accident. A silent, towering southpaw kept climbing, division after division, champion after champion, until the sport had no honest way to avoid the collision. 5 fights, 3 weight classes, and a left hand that answered every question in the building. This is the resume that forced the biggest fight in the country's history. If this is the boxing you came for, subscribe and stay. This is Fight Diary. Let's go.
Geico tail the tape, size up this weight.
May 20th, 2023, MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas. Nakatani arrives as a stranger to the weight, a flyweight champion who walked away from his belt undefeated and moved up on purpose, hunting bigger men. Across the ring stands Moloney, a hardened Australian and former super flyweight titleist, exactly the kind of veteran who exposes fighters climbing above their natural size. For 11 rounds, it is a genuine fight, close and physical, the challenger earning every exchange. What the scorecards could not capture was the single punch waiting in the 12th, and the reputation it was about to launch.
World Championship fight at 115 pounds, and then we will get you set for Haney and Lomachenko, the ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Trying with a short right uppercut on the inside was Moloney.
The first thing to read is the frame.
As Moloney came forward.
Moloney froze him right in his tracks. You see him moving around, trying to clear his head right now.
Doubles up the uppercut, and then goes with a knockdown, scored with a right uppercut. 2 lefts and a right knock.
At 5'8", Nakatani is enormous for the division, and Moloney spends the early rounds fighting a man who is taller, longer, and in no hurry.
You see right there, leaning over his front knee, and I knew Nakatani had an uppercut waiting for him, and that's why I said what I said at the beginning.
He landed 17 of those, including the uppercuts that scored the knockdown. Big, big round for the undefeated Nakatani.
Not sure Moloney can be first as often as coach wants to. Good shot right there.
Could hear it.
Everything runs off the jab. It is not thrown to score, it is thrown to measure, mapping the exact distance the left hand will need later.
Undisputed title fight tonight between Haney and Lomachenko.
Oh, good shot right there from Moloney. I like what Nakatani did a few minutes ago. He sat on the ropes.
There you go.
Good shot.
There's a body shot that comes in. And then 2 uppercuts come right back from Nakatani.
Where he's allowing this to happen. Just because Nakatani makes an adjustment doesn't mean that you go along with it. Moloney needs to live inside, not just taking punches, but landing as well.
Now the pressure's on Andrew, the twin brother.
Yes, it is, and he told him.
Moloney does what brave veterans do, walking through the range to make it a phone booth fight. For a while it works, and the rounds stay honest.
Back in the pocket where he belongs, where he should be.
And his corner said that to him exactly. He gave him the 8th round off. You cannot do that in a world championship fight.
Well, it's a long way back to Australia.
And remember, you already have a 10-8 round against you early on.
It's just one of those fights where you have to go beyond how you feel. You have to stop thinking, and you have to just work and try to pile up points and try to get a shot through that could hurt your opponent. And you may risk getting knocked out in order to try to get your shot through.
Nice left hook.
Punching between punches.
That's what he needs to do. He's been hit with some shots tonight. He's had his way for the most part in this fight.
But the uppercut keeps finding the gap, and in the second round it had already put Moloney on the floor. The blueprint is visible. Break the posture, then wait.
He's got 2.5 rounds to try to make something happen.
He needs a knockout.
Oh! A straight left hand floors Moloney.
5, 6. Listen, are you going?
Nakatani never chases the ending.
Right there, you see the jab? Do you see Moloney? He moved his head to the left to avoid the jab, but then he brought his head.
You good?
Long range left.
He lets the fight age, banking rounds, trusting that a man this size only needs one clean invitation.
He has been sharp shooting all night, in complete control. The undefeated title-seeking Junto Nakatani. Now he's a half minute away from going the distance in what will most likely be lopsided scores and a championship won for Nakatani. Oh my! That was devastating! He is laid out!
By the 11th, Moloney is down again, courage running a step ahead of his legs. The arena can feel the finish approaching before it arrives.
Now there is a situation in the ring with Moloney. They need medical attention in there right away. That was as brutal of a single punch as you will ever see. Here's what happened.
My gosh.
Watch his legs. That's all you need to know. Watch the legs.
Flick jab. Staying, getting range. He sees him coming in. Times him perfectly. Gets his head off the line. Looping left hand. Knuckles pointed down. Oh my goodness.
It's as big as it gets.
Then, at 2:42 of the final round, one left hand ends it. A walk-off knockout. The ring would name its knockout of the year. A new super flyweight champion and a warning sent to the divisions above.
To see it in real time and listen to it. Here it is. Listen to this punch. Champion of the world, Junto Nakatani!
February 24th, 2024, Ryogoku Kokugikan, Tokyo, the ancient home of sumo and Nakatani's homecoming. He does not defend the belt he just won. He abandons it, climbs again, and walks straight into a reigning champion's title. Santiago holds the WBC bantamweight crown, fresh off outboxing the legendary Donaire for it 7 months earlier. Nakatani has never fought at this weight in his life. The obvious question fills the arena. How many times can one man move up and still hit this hard? Santiago was brought to answer it. He answered the opposite.
Junto Nakatani moving up in weight to challenge himself against Alexandro Santiago, round one.
That long body, long torso, very wide stance, which is always interesting to me that Nakatani can get the power that he gets. Even though
From the opening bell, the champion is fighting uphill. The jab is already home, and Santiago is meeting a longer man who punches harder than anyone at the weight.
he was cut over both eyes in that fight. Took some big power from the Donaire.
Rudy Hernandez said Nakatani's always been an extremely disciplined fighter, always wanted to be in the gym.
Mentioned last round that he draws a line in the sand, and then as you cross that critical distance line, he'll let that left hand go like that, whether it be an overhand left like that or the uppercut, which you saw a few moments ago, right behind it. Lightning quick.
And that's going to be Alejandro Santiago.
Every time Santiago tries to close the distance, an uppercut greets him on the way in. His best route is being taxed each time he takes it.
Of Santiago.
And so far, Chris, it's been Santiago trying to get inside close distance. Big right hand there lands for Santiago, and another one. Just as we were talking about what he was trying to do, he had success getting on the inside and throwing the right hand.
Big left hand over the top, catches.
This is a world title fight, but it does not look like one. It looks like a levy, a fee charged on every step forward.
And the reach of Nakatani, that big left hand over the top. And there it is again to Nakatani's attack. Sometimes that left hand is straight, sometimes it's looping, and you really never know. And of course, the Moloney fight, which we showed highlights of, that was the looping left hand, where he knocked out Moloney in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, we saw there as soon as he...
Nakatani fights with no urgency and no doubt, the calm of a man who has already seen how this ends. The belt is changing hands one round at a time.
Range from Nakatani. That round, he was utilized. I gotta stay straight for now. The right hand from Santiago over the top as Nakatani throws the left uppercut from too far away.
And it seemed like Santiago had success with that right hand because it was a lead right hand, right? Usually, sometimes you set up the power shot with the jab, but that time it was a lead, so it caught Nakatani by surprise.
Yes.
Openings on the difficult Junto Nakatani.
The bodywork opens underneath, and Santiago's offense shortens. A champion who dethroned Donaire is being quietly taken apart in Tokyo.
But a lot of this fight has been Junto Nakatani working the jab at distance and following it up with power shots.
Yeah, at this range, you're just not going to beat Nakatani. He is a master at keeping the distance, throwing those long punches. Nakatani is the challenger. So, you know, it's going to be more than just trying. I mean, nobody wants to leave their belt. Ooh, good shots there from Nakatani.
Combinations, quickness, movement. Alexandro Santiago.
By the 6th, the resistance is gone, and the referee has seen enough of a one-sided beating.
So far here in round.
Oh! Huge left hand by Nakatani drops the champion, Alexandro Santiago, in round 6.
I'd mentioned multiple times. Yeah, it said nearly flawless performance there. That was a flawless left hand. Santiago did not see that punch coming. Straight left hand right down the middle. Beautiful shot. Catches him on the point of the chin, put him down.
And here comes Junto Nakatani. Right hand. Down goes Santiago again. This time it was the right hook that caused damage.
It ends at 112 of the 6th, a world title in a third weight class, and the man who took Donaire's belt loses his in the first defense.
Rounds. Here we see the finish. It's going to be a right hook along the ropes, drop. And I get the feeling Team Nakatani is not surprised at all.
October 14th, 2024, Ariake Arena, Tokyo. Now Nakatani is the champion others must solve, and Petch Chitpattana arrives from Thailand as the mandatory, a hard, proven puncher who had spent years unbeaten at home. The theory against a tall boxer is simple and old. Eventually, he meets a man willing to eat 2 shots to land one, and the distance stops saving him. Petch is built to be that man. What the theory ignores is that range in the right hands is not a style to be walked through. It is a weapon.
Left hand lands for Nakatani, back to the jab. Doubling up on the jab is Chitpattana.
Nakatani's using his jab very well right now.
Oh, nice left hand scored there for Nakatani. Brutal shots that you can land. A body shot knockout as Chitpattana looks to land the right hand over the top. Yeah, Coach Rudy Hernandez telling me, we're not going to...
Petch comes forward exactly as promised, pressing, trading, trying to drag the tall man into a brawl.
Yeah, we know it should make for a good fight for as long as it lasts, but they believe he's strong, and they know he's been active. He has a ton of experience. He only has 1 loss. It was by the distance.
For every heavy swing Petch loads, a cleaner counter arrives first.
Rear left hand.
And that's the shot I'm talking about. When Chitpattana falls in like that, Nakatani can land that left uppercut, that left hook like he just did. Any shot. He's in such a vulnerable position, Chitpattana, when he falls in like that.
Deflected that straight shot from Chitpattana.
Using that jab.
Nakatani stops circling and stands his ground, a champion daring the puncher to walk onto the left hand.
A live underdog and completely delivered. And should it go to the 8th round, we'll have another update on the scoring after 8, but right now a shutout.
Ooh, a perfect shovel hook from Nakatani.
Oh, and a good right hand there for Chitpattana.
And Nakatani's letting those uppercuts go.
Double left. Uppercut right hand.
The pressure that beat lesser men becomes a liability. Petch keeps advancing into the sharpest punches in the division.
The final fight in what's been a spectacular 2-night event. 7 world title fights from Japan. Nice right hand there from Chitpattana to start round 6. It's been an absolute pleasure calling these fights. We've seen a few world champions, new world champions crowned, particularly Tsutsumi last night at bantamweight and Kafu earlier today at 115 pounds, upsetting Kosei Tanaka.
Round by round, the challenger's face records the fight. The aggression is still there. The target keeps disappearing.
Preparing breakdowns of these fights from Japan, and you'd be proud to see what Nakatani is doing right now here in round 6.
Nakatani's doubling a lot of his lead shots.
Oh, nice counter shot with a big left hand for Nakatani. Beautiful work here as he's pouring it on, and down goes Chitpattana here in round 6.
This is when he smells blood.
Will Chitpattana get up? A bit off balance there, and just a strong combination of punches landed once again for Nakatani. Oh, that was a big shot right there.
Beautiful left hand.
By the 6th, the exchanges are entirely one way, and Petch is fighting on reputation alone.
Just a monster. He was looking for that shot. Right after the first knockdown, it was that left hand. I knew it was going to be the left hand, and it was just too much. It was just too much for Chitpattana. Just a sharpshooter, Nakatani.
And it's not even like he has to load up too much either.
No,
I mean, he kind of has that throwaway
he's
jab.
got that power.
The referee steps in late in the 6th. Another mandatory handled. The belt never once in question.
Knockout, still undefeated, and still the WBC bantamweight champion of the world, Junto.
February 24th, 2025, Ariake Arena, Tokyo. 1 year to the day since he took the title. Cuellar Contreras travels from Mexico with a live underdog's record, and the punchers hope that every tall boxer hides one fragile night. By now, the pattern is a routine, and routines make a crowd restless. So Nakatani does something for the room. He removes the drama early and turns a title defense into a demonstration.
With similar height, he's used to having that height reach advantage. The Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan. In fact, talking to Rudy Hernandez.
There is no feeling out period. The jab is snapping from the first exchange, and Cuellar is already fighting just to hold the outside.
Which are two very tall Cuellar's first fight outside of Mexico, first scheduled 12-rounder, and a tall task.
The challenger has power, but power needs range, and Nakatani has quietly taken all of it.
You can see Cuellar looking to shift to the left, doubling up on the jab, solid left hand scores for the champ. Again, back to the left hand.
Every time Cuellar sets his feet to punch, the tall man is a half step gone, replying on the pivot.
And round one ends with another left hand. Michaela.
Oh, so to neutralize Cuellar, I think by keeping that perfect space, you know, being a male fighter, you have a little bit more time to sort of feel out your opponent. They don't have to rush into anything. He's keeping that perfect space. He's kind of seeing what Cuellar is doing, maybe getting the feel for it. You know, he's seeing how he's shifting to the left, trying to drop those.
The left hand starts landing flush, and the Mexican's timing begins to fray.
Those shots, that straight left hand down the middle that's landing so perfectly, and then just slowly pick it up as these shots start to land and as he starts to get Cuellar's rhythm.
Cuellar looks to try to close the distance and land a shot downstairs to the body with the right hand.
Good hook, uppercut, hook, uppercut. Nakatani as well. His backhand again.
In the third, it lands clean, and Cuellar is down for the first time, the demonstration becoming a finish.
Straight up, they're right there and they're vulnerable for everything. Their body's fully exposed and their head is in the air. So,
you know, has to offer. He did have a solid performance in his last fight that earned him this opportunity. He's gonna have to step it up a notch here.
He's got to pick up the combinations and be able to step forward just like that with 4 or 5 punches at a time. And then once he gets Nakatani up against the ropes, you know, that's not when you stop and pull back. You got to continue. And there goes
body attack. Nakatani's got him hurt, and he's got him down in round 3.
3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay?
ということは、ご自身の新しい相性、ビッグバン。
He rises, and the same punch puts him down again. Courage is no longer the question. Arithmetic is.
New nickname, Big Bang.
どうですか？
How do you like it?
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
And Cuellar sees the canvas for the first time as a pro, and he nearly gets knocked out there.
3, 4.
I don't know if he's gonna get up here, Michaela.
That was a beautiful left hook from Nakatani.
And he doesn't. It's over. Junto Nakatani.
It is waved off at 2:55 of the third, 2 knockdowns and done. A champion getting faster, not older.
最初は当たるかなっていうふうにはすごく思ったんですけど、案外こううまく当てさせてくれない部分。
June 8th, 2025, Ariake Coliseum, Tokyo. This is the fight that turns a champion into an event. Across the ring stands Nishida, unbeaten, awkward, a southpaw who had upset Emmanuel Rodriguez in Osaka to take the IBF crown and had never lost a professional round that mattered. 2 Japanese champions, 2 undefeated bantamweight records, 1 ring, and only 1 belt collector could leave whole. Win this, and the sport runs out of names to offer. Win this, and the only fight left is the monster himself. Nakatani understood the stakes exactly, so he made the unification look like a scheduled appointment.
These guys would react to, for the first time in a long time, not having a marked height and length advantage over their opponent at the bantamweight level. And it turns out Nakatani is going to address that by just walking straight forward and doing what he does.
The IBF champion is unbeaten for a reason, sharp and hard to time. But he is conceding height, reach, and the middle of the ring.
Shots on the inside. And then the shadow that looms over this fight. But you look at that first round, Morgan, and don't print those tickets for Nakatani Inoue quite yet.
And we have seen this happen so many times in boxing. We just saw it happen last week with Caleb Plant losing to Armando Resendiz. Is you think you're setting up some semifinals and you think you're building up to a final 6 or 9 or 12 months away, and one of these other fighters has other plans.
As short as Nishida's career has been, you look at the wins that he's piled up. Of course, the title defense last time out, the title winning effort against Manny Rodriguez. Good shot there from Nakatani. That early career win against Daigo Higa. It's a big left hand over the top.
Nakatani builds the lead the way he always does, patiently, cleanly, refusing to gamble what he does not need to.
But I would not describe it as measured. He has decided that the best way to Nakatani is through Nakatani, again, which is a tactic most people will not employ for very good reason, because he's such a thunderous puncher with that left hand.
Big left hand over the top. Excellent timing there from Nakatani as he triples up on these uppercuts twice. Nakatani clearly landing the eye-catching shots in round 2, but back comes Nishida with one of his own. And at a high level like this, Morgan, that's really what you fear the most.
The straight left starts landing over the guard, and the awkwardness that troubled everyone else begins to look like a disadvantage.
Either side of this fight.
Absolutely, that's what we saw in the last fight with Santiago falling into that pattern of throwing the left hooks.
Nishida gets there with one of his own right down the middle. And another one.
Yeah, and now we're not in the ring, obviously, but
you hear the chants.
Yeah, they're on Nishida's side.
They are on Nishida's side at the moment.
They must not have gotten the memo about.
Big left hand there from Nakatani. That one forces Nishida to take a brief step backwards.
Yeah, and that's for the second time tonight, Corey. There's been a big left hand that has caused Nishida to think twice about what he's doing.
Nishida's had a lot.
The eye becomes the story. Nishida's face is swelling, and every clean left makes the damage worse.
Yes. Feeling the power so far.
Yeah, there's a damage that's starting to accrue. He also appears, between the two of them, to be breathing a little bit more heavily.
This is the question that we posed. How heavy attacks can Nishida afford in these types of exchanges? Good shot there from Nishida, but back comes Nakatani with a quick combination. Good left hands, and now just unloading with.
Between rounds, his corner is doing the math no fighter wants done for him. A proud, unbeaten champion running out of vision.
They believe that the ruling was that the eye closure for Nishida is as a result of a headbutt. That's number one. But number two, they're telling Nakatani, stop running. I don't know what their standards are for activity per round, but Apparently it wasn't enough for Rudy Hernandez.
After the 6th, Nishida's team pulls him out. The belts are unified, the record's still spotless, and the sport has nothing left to test him with. Nothing except one name. What came next belongs to history, and the record has to be read. May 2nd, 2026, the Tokyo Dome. 55,000 people and a $30 million gate. The biggest fight Japanese boxing has ever staged. Nakatani, 32 and unbeaten, against Inoue, the undisputed monster. For 10 rounds, the challenger made the unbeatable man look ordinary. Then, in the 11th, a fractured eye socket and a wave of right hands settled it. Inoue by unanimous decision, and the first loss of Nakatani's career. He built the collision the sport could not avoid, and he lost it by 2 rounds. So the question is open, and the comments are yours. Was this the night a great champion was finally exposed? Or the night he earned the rematch? Settle it below.